Joe in real life. So I just got caught in the rain in my cul-de-sac, so I'm in my echoey garage. It was beautiful, and then it just downpoured on me. I am sore again. I ran 5 miles last night. It was a great run, but I felt like dog shit afterwards. It's about 100 degrees out, or it was, with the heat index. Low 90s otherwise. Really humid. A good run though. You know, those are the ones where you can't run fast. So you give up. You just give up on like hitting any specific time and you just survive the run, which is weirdly a release and comforting. Then we had a nice dinner and we started watching The Leftovers. I don't know if you've watched that on HBO. This is my second watch through. Just amazing story, just absolutely amazing, and unbelievable performances. It comes right out of the gate swinging. If you don't know, it's kind of a rapture story, not a secular rapture story, and 2% of the world's population just vanishes without any hint or idea as to why, and it's largely at random, entirely at random. And it's about the rest of the world, the 98%, learning to deal with it, like learning to deal with that uncertainty. If I had to say what a central theme is, it would be fairness, or the lack thereof. Just how like some people didn't lose anybody, other people lost everybody, you know? And what happens after based on that, this supremely unfair act. It's a great show. It gets my highest recommendation. You guys don't come here for reviews, but you get them anyway. 10 out of 10, certified fresh. I couldn't endorse The Leftovers more, and I'm so happy to be rewatching it. Episode 3, which is A Preacher's Tale, is... I forgot how early it happens in the story. It's one of my all-time favorite episodes. And at only 3 seasons, like bingeable content, it'll definitely take up a lot of your time, but not that much. It's very digestible. Roughly in the same ballpark as Barry, you know? Today is kind of like my goof-off rest day, and it's raining, so I don't know what I'm going to get to. I'm going to hit my daily minimum, and then I'm going to surprise myself. Yeah, I'm going to give myself a little treat. Stay tuned. So today's workout kind of took me a long time, and I got almost nothing done. I was just pooped, man. I'm just, you know, I keep thinking about the guy who picked on me for repeating that I'm sore, which was a valid critique. But I'm not even sore today. I'm just tired. I caught myself lagging between sets and tried to like consciously stay motivated and like move quicker between exercises. And even with that, I couldn't. I did some pseudo snatches, kind of more like muscle snatches, and some overhead squatting as a warm-up, which I am liking as a warm-up for my front squats, and I think I will keep that. And then I front squatted. I was going to go to my minimum, but I ended up racking the weights kind of weird. And so I went to 165, which is 10 over my minimum. And it moved great. And my body, like, my power was there. I have no gas in the tank, you know? And here you're seeing me go through a series of just weird movements to get my scap feeling okay. Overhead one arm squat, some banded overhead squats, you know, pretty basic shit. Just these kind of movements, I feel like people see them sometimes and they're like, oh, I should be doing that to work my blah, blah, blah. There's no thought like that in my head. Like, these are just movements that I've done or that I'm improvising on the spot that I intuitively think they're going to help me feel a little more in my body today. That's it. Like, there's no specific kinetic chain that I'm trying to get into, or at least if there is, it's in a general sense, and there's no like optimization feature that I'm trying to exploit. It's like, oh, I think that would feel good. I think that would help me with this part, you know? And that's really it. I'm noticing in my overhead squats that, Jesus, my shoulders are really unstable, which, if I was more polite, I'd say very flexible, very mobile. But like, it's really hard for me to find a good position overhead for that bar, because I could easily drop that bar all the way down my back from here, without hurting myself at all, you know? So, I don't know, maybe I need a tighter grip, but then that feels really weird in my hands. And maybe that's just something I have to adjust to. The whole time I'm doing all this work, or this minimal amount of work that took a long time, I kept thinking about the leftovers, and I kept thinking about like unfairness, and how perhaps partly why the show is so compelling is that that's a theme that I definitely relate to, and I think we all can relate to, you know? Shit just seems unfair. And it doesn't even matter, I don't think, how much you have. We still feel this unfairness, this prevailing unfairness, you know? If only things lined up a little better, if only things were a little more reasonable, then I could have even more. And how much better that having more would be. How much more to the good I could work for both myself, my family, my community, the world at large. And I'm wondering if this almost like constant sense of unfairness is like one of the gifts of humanity, that we're able to feel this, that we're nagged at this, you know? And maybe it's adjacent and coupled with the death drive, you know? That our death is inevitable, and that feels unfair. And I mean, rightly so. Like, even though everyone has to do it, nobody wants to, right? Except, of course, in the case where we become so petulant against the inevitability of death that we switch tracks and we start seeking it, you know? Like, if you're gonna loom this thread over my head, then just fucking do it already. Like, you know, back in my all or nothing days, I certainly had that brand of suicidal ideation. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that word on YouTube. Fuck off, YouTube. like you can talk about things, right? I mean, isn't that what we're supposed to do here? Anyway, I kind of lost my train of thought. Like, that unfairness. Yeah? Like, maybe it's propelled us. Maybe that's the engine of innovation, to fight back against this unfairness. And part of that, too, could be all of life's ingrained battle against entropy, you know? Which, again, comes back to death. Like, what is the catastrophic end with entropy? It's the heat death of the universe. And life runs opposite to that. Like, I have to believe that. I have to feel that's the case. I don't know for sure. It might be that my girlfriend's pregnant, and I really want this to be true. I'm 46 years old. I should not have another child, but I just want one, and I just love babies, and I love being a dad. And I don't know. And even if she isn't right now, I'm pretty sure we're going to try. Like, we're actually going to try and keep trying. which, like, this will sound horrible, but it would be like a little bit weird because my other children were mistakes. And I think most people's children are mistakes, but this time I actually want one. And now I love my children and they were happy accidents, but accidents nonetheless, you know? And in I guess I'm concerned about fairness. I guess I'm concerned about the ways in which the universe seems to tip towards unfairness. And that now that I want this thing, will the unkind fates throw a curveball? I don't know. And that's a silly thing to be preoccupied with because I don't believe in fates and I don't believe in things of that nature. The supernatural will of forces at all. Oh, that was 165. Pretty good lift. Anyway, that's where my head's at today. I'm kind of driving myself nuts with it and I'm exhausted, but that's it. This is Joe in real life. I love you, turkeys. Be nice to each other today. I'm going to try to do the same. See you tomorrow.